Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles, and today I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what it's like to have Christmas celebrations in Japan, and part of the big things that go along with the Christmas celebration in Japan, and that's chicken and cake. So those are the two main things you've got to have if you're going to have a traditional Japanese Christmas celebration. Now, the big, huge go-to for the chicken side of things is KFC. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't get chicken from other places, and lots of other places offer it. Lots of places like Mosburger has some. McDonald's isn't really part of it. They kind of stay out of it. And so, you kind of don't see things from there, but you do see stuff at the convenience stores. Even grocery stores will have things available. And I'll show you guys some of the things that they offer kind of in a little bit. But if you're looking at the KFC side of things, then you're going to be looking at getting probably their bucket set that you see here. And usually it features a sort of set amount of food, and you get this nice little commemorative plate here, and the cake is involved as well. So I'll kind of show you guys what you see here. But this is like, for example, their standard set right now. I think you get this little, I don't know what that is. That's new. The little, is that like a mac and cheese or something maybe? I'm not sure. Like a gratin maybe? I haven't seen that before. But you do have the commemorative plate, which is really cute this year. In years past, it featured the Colonel doing funny things. They have a little, like, it looks like a strawberry or raspberry tart kind of cake there. It's pretty thin and simple. It's not like bad, but it's not the best cake you could probably get. And then there's these pieces here. And you can start making your reservations now, and they take reservations through the 13th. So you can kind of get an idea of what they have. And this is the main set here. Yeah, it's a shrimp gratin. That's pretty cool. So you get the triple berry tiramisu cake and the shrimp gratin and the 8-piece original chicken set. And that's and the commemorative plate, don't forget that, for 4,000 yen. So it's $40. So it's, a little pricey if you're really looking at things. But it covers everything you need. That's a nice new feature. Before it was a salad, and then they also would maybe have some coleslaw and maybe a couple biscuits. But this is a new thing to kind of make it a little different. So you make the choice of that. If you do make your reservation, you go to the location of where you want to pick it up. You make your reservation. I think they take reservations now online, though, too. And then you choose the time of day that you're going to go to pick it up. So that's kind of cool. You have to choose when you're going to do everything. They have some different variations of this. You still get the cake and the gratin, but instead you can get their little chicken tenders and 4 pieces of original, still the same price. Or they have this Christmas pack. And this Christmas pack includes kind of a little variety, which is sort of cool. There's 5 nuggets, 4 chicken tenders, 2 original chicken, and then this cool barbecue chicken piece. And that's like a pack, which is kind of for 2 people, and it's 2,400 yen. And so then they have the different versions of different variety packs then too. If you don't want to get the big bucket with the commemorative plate, you kind of go these route. And they don't have the cake is the big sign, I think, really. This is sort of like a combo thing here where you get some fries. If you want to just go for the chicken, you can get that. So lots of different choices. And then they go into what they call their premium series. And this is where you get, an actual roast chicken, which isn't like so huge, but it's about 6,000 yen. So that's $60 for that. I've never had it before, so I don't know. But you can also just get the leg for $10 if you want. A leg of chicken is $10. Wow. That's kind of crazy. And then this looks kind of cool. This is sort of like a fancy gourmet style where you take the chicken roast and then inside is like a white sauce kind of. So that's sort of a fancy thing. But those things go quickly, and if you don't hurry up and get them, they're sold out very fast. So you have to make sure to do reservations and get all those things. But this is what we mean when we talk about the Christmas Kentucky kind of thing. So everybody will, get this kind of a thing. And you can, you make your reservations, and then you go pick it up and you have what you need for Christmas. They usually, the big go-to day is to have your dinner on Christmas Eve, the 24th. So that's like kind of the go-to day for things. But you can also, obviously have a celebration at a different time if you wanted to. But that's really the kind of the key celebration moment for most people. So you'll drive by, and a lot of times the restaurants will have their eating space kind of closed down for Christmas and just fill the entire space where all the chairs are with these buckets. You just see them laid out if you go there on the 24th. It's kind of crazy. I don't know what it's going to be like this year. Lots of people, I don't know if they're going to be celebrating as much or maybe more. I don't know how, they're trying to keep things so you don't have to be where there's a lot of people and where it's crowded. They always try to manage that by letting you choose the time. They have specific time slots available, and you choose the time you're going to pick it up, and you have to kind of be there at that time to pick your things up. So people here are very well organized. They follow the rules very strictly. It's not like if you miss your spot, you don't get your chicken. I don't know. I don't think they're that strict. In America, they'd be like, forget you lost your chicken. But here, no one's late anyway, so it doesn't matter. And if you happen to be late, they're just like, whatever. I don't know. Maybe they have very strict laws that I don't know about, but that's what it looks like. And the bucket, you can kind of tell this is a normal size plate, that you would have. And so it's big enough to fit into here. So it's a good size bucket, but the things in it don't fill it up completely. So, but that's kind of what we have for the celebration of chicken for Japan. And I don't know where they got the idea from. I don't know when KFC started doing this. As long as I've lived here, they've always had it, and it's been for a while. So, but they've really got the market on it. So, but there's certainly a lot more people these days that are trying to celebrate by themselves. A lot of people living in a single lifestyle. And so you see a lot more kind of, single chicken meals, especially available at the convenience stores. And you even saw they have single sets that you can buy too from here. So, if you're wanting to get in the spirit, but you don't want to buy a whole bucket, you can go for that. Normally a whole bucket of chicken is maybe, I want to say it's like $20 or $30 usually. And so the fact that they're, making you pay, $40 for this, and you're getting this gratin and the cake. Yeah, I guess that's about right. The cake's like really a $5 cake, but that's okay. It's all the whole feel of it. You don't get the champagne. So that's kind of how it looks. Now, let me go ahead and show you guys really quick here what some other kind of options are. When you want to get a cake, for example, if you don't want to get the cake that we just were looking at and you want to get, a cake from a store, you can get cakes from your grocery store. You can get cakes from the convenience stores. You can get cakes from bakeries. You can do lots of things. There's lots of different choices. Big department stores sell them. A lot of times they have a, catalog like this. You choose what you want, make the reservation, and then you pick the time to go pick it up. And they usually have, a set size or style. And this, for example, is a variety pack where you see different kinds of cakes here, which has 5 assortments with 8 slices, depending on the size that you get, 4 to 8 slices, depending on the size. So these are starting off with here are just varieties, actually. And $25 usually for a cake. Kind of expensive, if you ask me. This is your classic Christmas cake right here. It's a shortcake with strawberries on it. Really good fresh strawberries. Huge market for strawberries in December in Japan. And if you try to buy them at the grocery store, they're way expensive, but they're good. They're really good strawberries. But they always have some cute little ornament thing in the middle. And that's sort of what you're looking at, like maybe layers here, or you can see like with this style with a layer of cream and strawberry in the middle. That's usually your standard here to pick from. And depending on how many, slices you've got, this is 5-piece, this is 6, depends, which one you're going. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a number. I'm looking at, there's up to 6 people here, 3 to 4 cuts. So depending on the size, you'd get different, cost. You can also buy kits at the store that have like just a normal shortcake already made, and you can buy just the whipped cream, and it's like $5. But that's kind of what you got. And then if you're more of a chocolate person, then they have a chocolate variety of things. And that's a pretty popular kind of design. Again, $25 is pretty much your go-to for those. And you're going to, see that as being pretty popular here. I'm losing everything. Sorry about that, you guys. Then there might be a little bit of variety with some cheesecakes as an offering for people. And Mont Blanc kind of style up here. You can kind of see. The other thing that's really popular, especially if you have kids, is to get these character cakes. Now, these are the boy and girls, that kind of TV shows that are really popular at the time. And this is mostly for kids that are in kindergarten. You're not going to see many elementary school kids who still watch these shows, but these are expensive. $35. They're a smaller cake, but because they feature all of that design there on top, and you get this little tiny toy, depending on which place you get it from, that can be a big sell. So when you have young kids, that's where they get you, trying to make you buy those things. And then this is sort of a thing that is for a party. And you can kind of see these are pretty popular, especially at Christmas time. And we also see them at New Year's, where you get this, it's called odoburu. And I don't know where that word comes from. I should really look it up. But it's a big fancy meat plate, basically. It usually has lots of hams, sausages, maybe some fried shrimp, meatballs, those kinds of things. And you get a plate like that and you put it out and have a party. And just depending on how many things are there, your price range changes. So this, depending on what you're getting, starts out, can be about $18. And it's supposed to feed 4 to 8 people, depending on what everybody eats. Obviously, and not a massive meal. But, and like, I always love this one here. There's sandwiches, and it's like $10 for the sandwiches. Or the karage, like we were talking about the other day, too. That's popular, too. So that's a pretty common thing that you'll see for people, for sure. So it's a pretty good time of year to enjoy the season and what we have for celebration here in Japan. So if your guys are in Japan and you get a chance, it's a great time to kind of, get a part of Japanese culture that people aren't expecting. I don't think a lot of people think, Japan like celebrates Christmas, but no, there's not very many Christians or Catholic people in Japan. There are people who are Christian and Catholic in Japan. I don't want to say that there aren't any, but the number is very, very low. Your average person is not leaning that way. But everybody, regardless if you are, even I don't know, even I want to say even the kids whose parents are Buddhist monks, I think they celebrate Christmas still a little bit, right? So they all celebrate a little bit. It's pretty across the board, especially if you have kids. And really, it really is just that. It's when you have kids or when you are if you're a couple. It's a very romantic holiday. It's like New Year's in America. It's the time to have that special dinner with that special someone. So that's one hit. And then also when you have kids, Christmas is the deal. So, when Santa brings presents for kids, and usually by the time kids get bigger, families just don't even celebrate sometimes. That's a big difference. In America, we celebrate when we're old and gray. When our kids are all grown up, we still get together and have Christmas celebrations and dinner and things. And the same thing is said for birthday celebrations too. I never stopped celebrating my birthday just because I was old. I was like, yeah, time to eat a cake. That's awesome. In Japan, people just kind of stop celebrating it though. Once you get older, no one bothers trying to do a lot for their mom on their birthday. It's kind of weird. I wish they did a little more, but they don't. So, and that could be different for every family, of course. It's just not as common of a thing, really. So it is a little bit rarer. But definitely, having a cake like that looks like this is pretty popular. So they definitely are a hot item ticket if you think you're going to have a celebration with your family. So, and it's a huge business. Lots of places are selling them. So definitely something to go into. To be fair, the cakes are not bad, but they're not like amazingly delicious. For $30, I'd expect to have a really good cake, but it's all right. So we usually like to make our own if we can, but there's been a few years where we've bought ones, and there's some local, pastry shops where we've chosen to get this one place that we had near us, Jitang. They had the most amazing cakes there, and for a few years I'd buy them from there. They were really good, but they were easily more than this. They were $35 or $40 per cake, but really good. Very small though, tiny cake, like 21 centimeters, but really good. So Christmas is expensive, right? So but that's just a quick I'm like talking forever. That's sort of an introduction to KFC and the cakes in Japan. So if you guys have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll try my best to answer them. And I'll have some more things to share with you guys in the days to come. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.